Disclaimer: the following is a review/parody for entertainment and comedy purposes, and I don't own any of the clips shown. The copyright goes to their respective owners. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Bill Dozer, and for this video, I feel like talking about why I enjoy the modern Sonic games. This video contains my opinion, and you are allowed to disagree all you want. But without further ado, what exactly makes the modern Sonic games good? Sonic games are usually pretty solid in my opinion. I do think there are bad ones out there like Chronicles or Boom, but I'm here to talk of some of the good games. Specifically, the modern era boosting games from 2008 to the present. The first modern Sonic game was released in 2006, and it was called Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what the game was called. I and most people just call it Sonic 06, but I just want to say, yes, it is modern era, but its level progression and multiple storylines make it feel more like an adventure title, but just for the modern crowd, which that's why 06 is a modern game. But I'm not going to be covering it because it doesn't have the boost gameplay, so to talk about one thing then lead to one focused topic is like going from playing Big Story in SA1 and then playing Sonics. But the game got extremely negative reviews and was considered one of the worst games of all time. And because of this, as well as other games such as Chronicles, there was no way that the next game would be reviewed fairly. So the first modern Sonic game with the boost was released in 2008 under the title Sonic Unleashed, and it was on the following platforms: Microsoft's Xbox 360, which is the copy I own, Sony's PlayStation 3, as well as PlayStation 2, and it was also on the Nintendo Wii. The PS2 and Wii versions of the game are actually a different game from the 360 and PS3 versions, and for some reason, the Wii version got better review scores than the HD version. Seriously, the reception this game got from critics was a joke. Seriously, IGN gave the HD version a point 0.3 lower than Sonic 06. But I digress. I mentioned that I have the Xbox 360 version, so let's unleash the beast. I won't try to talk too much about this. I don't want the video to wind up being 40 minutes long, so I'll just state my brief thoughts. Right when the game boots up, it's automatically kicking with energy. This music is so epic. I could listen to it all day. The soundtrack for this game is brilliant. While Sonic 06 is still my favorite Sonic soundtrack, heck, I'd even say favorite video game soundtrack, period, Unleashed comes a close second for Sonic soundtracks. Then once you begin, you are treated with a beautiful CGI cutscene. Seriously, I can't believe this game is 8.5 years old. It was so ahead of its time. The plot of this game, to sum it up as quickly as I can, revolves around Sonic falling for the same trick as he did in Adventure 2, and the power is drained from the Chaos Emeralds. During this process, Dark Gaia is released from the Earth's core, and Sonic transforms into the Werehog. Eggman then sends Sonic into space, and he lands without dying. I guess there's no such thing as fall damage in a Sonic game. Sonic then meets this, what species is he anyway? I don't know. He meets someone named Chip, who is a positive comedy relief kind of character. The two of them eventually grow a bond with each other throughout the story, and even translates as a nice detail in Homeworlds. Feed Chip enough food that he likes, and he'll ask you a question or critique something. Sonic and Chip later find Tails, Sonic's old pal. They later learn that Professor Pickle is captured, and let's head to Missouri. After being rescued, he tells you about the Gaia manuscripts, and in order to restore the planet, you need to take the Chaos Emeralds into temples. That's basically what the rest of the story can be summed up as until the end. After their accomplishment, Eggman shows up in his Egg Dragoon after giving him a bunk. And, oh yeah, Chip is Light Gaia, the opposite of Dark Gaia. I forgot to put that in the script. What's wrong with me? So Dark Gaia betrays Eggman, and one Super Saiyan finale later, you're done. Whew, that took longer than I wanted it to. But the game has quite an entertaining story with the perfect balance between light and dark. And it's the breath of fresh air we needed after Sonic 06. It had amazing voice acting too. Jason Griffith is my favorite voice for Sonic, and this was his best performance. Tails' voice, Amy Palin, did pretty good. I wouldn't say she did great, but she did good. Amy's voice, Lisa Ortiz, did wonderful here. Jennifer Dooley is still my favorite Amy, in case you're wondering, but Lisa Ortiz is a close second. And real quick, I know that every reviewer ever has mentioned this, but the word werewolf, the part of the word where it says were, is supposed to mean man. So that's like saying manhog. So I'm just gonna call it the hedge wolf for the rest of the video. Story aside, how's the gameplay for the game? This is a video game after all. Well, the difference is night and day. In the daytime, you control regular Sonic and blaze through high-speed levels using the boost mechanic from Sonic Rush. I'll go more into detail about why I like this gameplay later on, but the Hedge Wolf was their way of experimenting this time around. The nighttime levels of this game are a lot slower paced and revolve more around platforming, combat, and exploration. I really like his levels for this. Once the Hedge Wolf is leveled up completely, it becomes real satisfying to see everything go down and get wrecked by the power you've built up. I can complete these levels in about 6 minutes, no joke. A lot of people hated the Hedge Wolf for being slow, tedious, long, and my favorite complaint ever, not Sonic. I can see where they are coming from, but I never thought it was the worst thing ever. To be honest, I enjoyed the Hedge Wolf more than the entirety of Sonic Colors, and few people have actually said some stuff about me when I said that. But now that I mention it, how is Sonic Colors anyway? So Sonic Unleashed got bad reviews from critics, aside from the Wii version. Again, that's a chocolate fudging joke. But because of that, the Wii version sold more than the HD version. So after Sega and Sonic Team acknowledged this, they decided to make a Sonic game exclusive to the Nintendo Wii as part of a deal Sega made with them to release a few exclusive games. And one of those was Sonic Colors. How did it turn out? Well, let's get started with this plot already. This was the first game in the series to be written by Pontiac and Gruff. Free Riders could have been the first, but I don't know anything about the story of that game. The only experience I have with Free Riders cutscenes were Char I-5's Cinema Sins parody. But just like how I have no experience with Free Riders cutscenes, the new story writers don't know anything about Sonic. One of them must have just looked up a cutscene or two and just said, whatever, we'll just do whatever the heck we want. And we wound up with, well, I'll explain now. The story is about Sonic invading Dr. Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park. Clement, if you are watching this, please bring back the Eggman doll. Anyway, they invade that place and Sonic finds Eggman's scheme. He plans on taking these creatures called Wisps and transferring their power into Hyper Go-On energy. Doesn't that sound familiar? So Sonic sees Eggman, someplace in Tropical Resort, and one cringeworthy, explained the totally obvious scene later, Sonic destroys the robot, and the rest of the plot is just find this generator, destroy this boss fight to power it down, up until the end. Eggman activates his mind control beam, and it backfires, causing the entire puck to be sucked into a giant black hole eventually. Sonic tries to outrun the black hole after a boss with Eggman, but since Sonic forgets how to boost using rings, he was out of luck. Roll credits! Nah, not really. The Wisps save him. So it seems like they weren't all that useless after all. So, it's kind of like the story of Unleashed, where the story's just about them trying to find where they have to go, and they have to go fast, and do whatever it is that they have to do. And then in the final act, Eggman unleashes whatever he's got. Except the story's nowhere near as fun as it was in Unleashed. In Colors, it was written poorly, the jokes weren't funny at all, and all they talk about during the cutscenes are the bad jokes. But, hey, while the jokes may be bad, the game spawned two infamous lines, which one of them I love using, and that was, "No copyright law in the universe is gonna stop me!" Yeah, you tell him, Sonic. Tell Viacom to stop copyright striking 25 Hills videos.